I'm here with Travis. Hey, Travis.
Tony, how you doing, man? I'm pumped up for this evening. How you doing?
I know
You
I'm
good?
excited.
I am
I
too.
mean,
This was a good opportunity. I appreciate you including me in this one.
well, you do a good job at reviews, so I think you earned the right. To,
Well, and it was very hard for me to want to return this system to you because I was having a good time with it and I barely got to scratch the surface. And again, I'm not sponsored by Mantis, but I'm going to be a customer here in the next couple of months. Definitely going to pick one up.
they're awesome. I wish I had had a chance to try it out, but I think I'm going to try to ship it out as soon as we find a winner
Yeah,
tonight.
maybe get it to me by Christmas. That'd be cool. Wake up on Christmas Eve and you got this little Mantis box just waiting for you, you know?
That was the original goal. That's why I asked
Yeah.
you to fit it into your schedule.
Yeah,
I,
no, man.
I appreciate I
Yeah,
appreciate you doing that too.
no problem. Yeah, the shipping, not a problem at all.
So we've
You know,
got
what's
Hillbilly. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say what I like about it is the fact that it'll fit in any AR-15 or any 5.56 bolt compatible upper. It'll basically fit. That's a good thing. I mean, maybe not the 22 dedicated ARs, but it was I like that flexibility, so you could use it in a variety of
There's
calibers. It doesn't.
probably there's
Yeah.
probably 2 or 300 million ARs it'll fit in.
hmm that's and it's not like it's not like you have to go get a caliber specific like little shell they have to put in there like the original Mantis
Yeah,
system, but it's convenient.
and the way I look at it is you really don't even have to zero the laser. It's just measuring the relative difference between where you're aiming, right?
Yeah.
Or well, and you had asked me about co-witnessing, and I don't see that a big deal either.
No, because yeah, it's not even it's recording a trigger pull in motion. It's not actually using now the laser itself would be you would need it for the laser academy. You'd then have to adjust your zero on your firearm for wherever that dot is hitting for the distance you're going to be practicing at, which would be kind of annoying, maybe. I mean, especially
I
if you
don't think
zeroed in
so.
at 100 yards,
I've
you'd have
used.
to, yeah.
I don't think so. You wouldn't have to. You But anyway, I mean,
Mhm.
I don't think you have to zero the
No, you
laser.
don't. I'm just
It,
saying
it measures the
yeah,
relative difference between where you're aiming and where your muzzle moves to. So if
this
it
is
moves
true.
6 inches this way and moves right, it's going to measure that difference.
Proportionally,
You
yeah.
could be aiming at the target with your sights, and the laser could just be randomly right.
Yeah, yeah, and
So
you can put your hide over bore information on it too, and that makes a huge difference. So that would basically tell it exactly where the dot is. But yeah,
yeah, yeah.
hmm
That's kind of what I was getting at, but you just said it better.
that's what I do,
So
man. It's what I do. Yeah.
we have Guns and Barbecue out there. We have Travis T,
Oh yeah.
Hillbilly Up, Two Live Moo, Andy Cowley. I wonder how many is that all? How many people do we have watching?
I have to check and see here. I just sent the notice out to everybody on my community page, and I mean, it depends on who's live right now. That's going to kind of determine, who's going to be watching. Although it's not showing anybody else's live right now except us. That is rare. Usually it's Yankee or it's G23's live right now. He's got 22 guys watching, which is usually in our crew. So, but hey, gee, sorry, buddy, but this is just a once in a lifetime thing, basically. So, yeah.
There's Locks, Rocks, and Whatnots. I like his name.
I have trouble pronouncing some of those names. Like at 5, I get up like at 7, and then I'm up at like 5 when I do Caliber Corner, and then we go live at 8. And like Irish Wrist Watcher is one that always kind of tongue ties me at 7 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, what he that good evening, good on you for the Toys for Tiny Artisans drop. Yeah, there you go.
That's a,
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw that. It's something. Me and my kids usually do the Toys for Tots thing,
mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
they were all busy this year because they're all grown now. And I started thinking, if I'm going to start doing this myself, by myself, I'll come up with some kind of little theme. So now if you go to toysfortinyartisans.com, you can see kind of what we're trying to do.
Oh, I'll have to
Uh,
check that out, man. Yeah, yeah.
what I'm trying to do is we're giving away toys that are construction and design oriented,
Yeah.
and so trying to plant the seeds for future artisans.
Well, they make like little kids DeWalt sets and stuff like that. And I remember I had the little toolbox when I was a kid, and had that little plastic hammer and stuff. And my grandpa actually bought me my first real tool set when I was just like, probably like first or second grade, we went to the hardware store and I just got to pick out screwdriver set, hammer, pliers. I felt pretty important, you know. I'd help them with little jobs and stuff. And I had like a little bench that I could put hammer nails into. I don't think I ever built anything with it, but I felt pretty cool. So yeah. Now I play big tools like chainsaws and snowblowers and stuff like that, you know. Real drills, you know, sawzalls, fun things like that. Yeah.
I was one of those typical kids who had a Tonka truck, and the original
ones.
Tonka toys were really awesome. You know,
they were, man. You could not destroy them. Like you couldn't even break the glass in them. Like they were just molded out of God knows what, adamantium or something. I don't know. And they'd sit outside in your sandbox for like years, and they'd still just work. You know.
There was 2 or 3 of us in my neighborhood when I was growing up, and we all had, you know, one guy had a bulldozer, I had a dump truck, and we pretty much would tear at people's yards playing and
that's awesome.
Moving dirt around. Uh-huh.
Let's see, basic tool set's a good idea for kids. Yeah, it is. I mean, because you can start them early, and you know, if you have a vehicle and you do any wrenching on it at all, include your kids in that. I mean, I think obviously be safe, but I got a buddy who's got a son and daughter, and he fixes up his own vehicles and either sells them or keeps them, and has a bunch of classic pickups. And his kids have always been under the hood, handing him tools and teaching them the basics. And his son is probably going to go on to be an auto mechanic now. Because of it, he's excited. He's going to be going off. He's going to be taking auto mechanics 1 and 2 at the school that he goes to, which is a whole year program under a fantastic instructor. And then we'll be hopefully getting into some kind of a training program and getting into a job in auto mechanics, which is good because this kid's like 16, 17 years old. So he's going to be doing the transition to electric, which I'm not saying I'm for electric vehicles, but it's happening. People are going to have to service them, and he's young enough to know mechanicals of you know, internal combustion engines, but he's also going to be versed in hybrids and electric cars. So I mean, that kid's going to be set. I mean, that's going to be an awesome job for him. So, yep.
No, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry about the politics of it if that's something he loves to do. I mean.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying it's neat because he's gonna be kind of that new generation of mechanics that's gonna go into it. That's gonna be like.
I would actually honestly think that the cars we're buying now are actually more complicated to work on than electric vehicle is pretty simple. You've got motors and batteries and control.
Yeah, but there's a lot there's a lot that goes in the cooling systems on those things, and it's all buried behind. So I think it's gonna be more like accessibility to get to stuff. They're building them more out of efficiency and not so much about accessibility, but that's also true on a lot of modern cars. A lot of modern vehicles, everything's put together and then put underneath the car. Everything's built around it. So if you want to get to one part, you got to drop the motor, you got to pull it back out. I mean, you know, it's crazy. I mean, it's even my 01 Cherokee XJ when it needed a heater core. It was like a 5-hour job for the mechanic. And I mean so there's a lot of people like, well, I can do it in 2 hours. Well, good for you. How many screws did you lose? Because you basically have to take the whole dash out of the console and pull the seat out, and the airbags have to be disconnected. And, you know, I mean, just to get to a little heater core, $30 part, you know? So yeah, but I agree. I mean, now, you know, it seems like it could be even worse just because of all the sensors and wires and all the other crap that's on them. But car talk, man. Car talk with Tony.
I guess what I'm thinking is that you don't have like vacuum systems and all of, you know,
ignition stuff's gonna be a lot different.
And you know, all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's just my impression. I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know. But,
well, just what would have taken a bunch of 5 or 6 different modular parts is now done by a little box. You know, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Like, you know, yeah. I would disagree on that.
Bjorn's out there.
Mm-hmm. Bjorn's in the house.
So how long do we wait? How long do we make people suffer?
I don't care, man. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, we got a decent little crowd out there. You know, I could.
Why don't you guys? Do you have any questions out there in the chat?
Go. Is there anything we can answer for you? Are you guys curious about the Blackbeard X system? Anything you guys want to know? And in my video, I mean, it was 20-some minutes long, but I wanted to cover all the way I look at it is I'm not trying to go nothing fancy, but if you're gonna drop $300+ on something, I want to kind of cover the pros and cons, you know, some of the issues I ran into, because there was stuff I didn't know right away. Like out of the box, I had no idea that the Mantis Blackbeard X had its own specific software that you had to download, its own app you had to download, because the Mantis Laser Academy is the first thing that comes up when you search for Mantis. And they don't really say anywhere that you have to use the Mantis Blackbeard X software. They say it like on the back of the box, but people don't always read the box. Like, you know what you're getting, but there was nothing on the instruction manual inside that said specifically you need that program. But like I said, you can use it with the Laser Academy, but that would require you to zero your optic with the laser because that's actually recording light pulses, whereas this doesn't do that. So if you get this, make sure you go get the Mantis X software, which is different from Mantis Laser Academy. But software is all free. Of course, there's like pro courses you can buy into on it, but there's like 25, 30 drills you can run with it just as is out of the box. And I barely scratch the surface of everything you can do with it. It was interesting to see when I would pull the trigger. vast majority of my shots were either going like high to the left or low to the right. And as I watched the video footage, I could see myself tilting the gun every time I pulled the trigger to the right, which was causing my shots.
Like you're anticipating recoil.
Maybe, but I think it's just the heft of the trigger itself, because I do have that. Yeah. The DDM 4A1 that I was using in the video does have a heavy mil-spec trigger. It's compared to like my PSA or my Broken in Bear Creek trigger, which is like, nice. This, you could tell that the gun is moving, yeah, you don't have the recoil. That's the biggest complaint people are going to say is, well, you don't have that recoil impulse, so it's not the same thing. Well, it's more about just, but before you have the recoil, you pull the trigger and you have to bear the weight of the gun and you have to swing the gun and aim the gun before you even shoot. So that is all there happening to you before you pull the trigger. The recoil isn't going to make much of a difference after that point.
And you're going to be experiencing that feeling of anticipating, right? Because we've pulled the trigger so many times. Mm-hmm. I can see the benefit of it both ways. I still have the other Mantis system I can use, with live ammunition, mm-hmm. and I enjoy it a good bit. But I honestly didn't get a chance to use this one. I'm not gonna play with it anymore. I'm just gonna go ahead and send it out to.
Yeah. Locks, Rocks, and Whatnots has a question. Any idea how many real world clicks you get on a charge? I talked to Defense Dad about this because he also has one, and he's had his in for like a year. He's only charged it once, and he plays with it. He'll bust out that he's got an AR just for the Mantis. He's got one dedicated just for practice, just for dry fire, and he's only charged it once. I think he said it was out of the box. I mean, I did probably around 200 or 300 clicks myself. And the battery does have a little meter on the top that'll tell you. But I mean, like when you plug it in, there's a lot of weight in that magazine. I would guess there's probably quite a bit of battery pack that's in there too. So I don't know, but I mean, I would imagine you could probably go 500 or 600. Your finger would probably get tired before you have to recharge it. Now, as you charge it, as it discharges and you recharge it after a couple of years, that pack would probably wear out. And hopefully Mantis will still be around and they still offer that pack. That's one thing. But you're here. And now you're here for the now to actually train with it. So who cares? It's just like anything. Everything's disposable that we buy anymore. It's like, so you either get it and use it or you just don't. Essentially is what it comes down to.
I think it's going to last for a very long time because honestly, most people don't shoot their guns that much. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't.
Unless you really want to do and you can have those extended sessions if you want to. It's yeah. And like what I thought was really cool is how fast it transmits the data to your tablet. I was just using a Amazon Fire tablet. I got one of the 10-inch HD tablets I got on Amazon Prime Day. It was $109, I think, for it. And I mean that thing, and that's got a nice big 10-inch screen on it. It's really quick. It's got Bluetooth connectivity. It's got good hardware support. So I got nothing against an iPad, but they're just expensive. Unless you have an old one or a used one, a new iPad is like $300, $400. So it's good that you don't have to or you can just run on your phone if you want to, Android or Apple. So I didn't run the Mantis X software on I've got an old Android phone that I use just for apps and just for web browsing. I noticed that my Laser Academy software doesn't run very well on it. It has a tendency to shut down, but that phone is about 5 or 6 years old and it's running like a very, very old version of Android. So if you got a newer phone, anything made within the last 3 or 4 years, it should run just fine. I have it also on my iPhone. It ran fine on that. I've got a 2020 SE iPhone, and that tablet I'm running is 2 years old also. So it's like a 2020 spec Fire tablet. So you just got to have something to hook up the software with. You can just dry fire practice without the software too if you want. Just don't push the Bluetooth connect button. Just pick it up and pull the trigger, So that makes it cool too.
Any more questions out there?
Mantis Blackbeard X battery life. I was going to look up real quick and see if anybody has any. 100,000 shots per charge. There you go. That's the Mantis X website. So if you do that, you're probably not going to be able to move your finger the next day. I mean, you probably will, but you're going to have a nice callus going on if you do that. Now here's the other thing though too. If you guys ever decide to buy one, this one has the green laser with it. I think those are $349, and the red lasers are $319. I really don't care because I wasn't really watching the laser anyway because I was focusing with my optic. But yeah, it would have just been kind of fun just to kind of set it up, and especially here in Nebraska where we've got 6 months of pretty dang cold weather, and you can't always. And my range is a decent drive to get to. It's about 25-30 minutes from here. And so if I'm going to go out and shoot, I'd rather just practice indoors and then go to the range and just see if it makes a difference. So, yeah.
I know for our construction lasers, the green lasers are easier to see than the red lasers. I don't know if that's
true. This laser is fantastic.
Yeah.
You can lock the laser in the on position, which is something I really like. So if you do want to zero your optic with it, say you're at 25 yards and you just want to zero your optic with that dot, you can easily do it. And you just flip the switch off, and then it just goes back into pulse mode, fire mode, every time you pull the trigger. So they do have a lot of cool. And then when you zero it, the one thing that's weird about it is the way it's going to move the dot itself. Like I think the up down or something about it, it goes diagonal. It doesn't go true up down left right for windage and elevation. It kind of goes this way, I think, or that way. So you have to basically get it. I just lined it up under my dot, and that's as far as I could go anyway because it was hitting the barrel. If I would have zeroed the laser any higher. Because it's shooting a beam down your barrel, so you only it's only got like a 1/4 inch before it's going to start reflecting off the inside of the barrel, and you can see it. So I don't really care. I mean, the dot was basically on the 6 o'clock position of my EOTech reticle. That's basically where it was. So it just kind of gives you an idea what it was at when I was doing like 5 yards or something. That was it.
I would honestly think it's a little annoying to try to, especially if you've got a red dot, trying to co-witness the two. You can move the dot so it lines up under your reticle.
Yeah. Just have it directly under your reticle and you're good enough. I mean,
for some reason the way my eyes and glasses work, I get a lot of glare with the red dots. I don't use them that much. But
do you have astigmatism in your eyes?
What's that?
Do you have an astigmatism with your eyes where it makes red dots sunburst, like burst out and like lose their sharpness and stuff? Yeah. If you're nearsighted with astigmatism, that's a common problem.
Yeah.
Easy way to get around that is to get yourself a prism scope that's an etched glass, reticle, and then that gets illuminated by like a beam of light instead of an actual projected like laser dot. And yeah, and then when you have those turned off, it's actually going to be black. So it might be a crosshairs or a chevron or whatever, an arrow, depending on what kind of a optic you go with. But yeah, the prism sights are nice too for that. So R4 Mississippi Thunder is joining today. Hello, Mississippi Thunder. Awful is here with us today. Yeah.
Well,
should we do this?
Should we do it?
Idle chit chat. So what's going to happen here is Tony's doing the drawing, so we don't get a hashtag rig. My hands are off the keyboard, off the mouse. All right, and so Tony is going to go to random comment picker. He's going to drop the URL for the video in there. He loads the comments. It tells you how many comments we have on the video. And the idea was you would go to my channel and watch it, leave a comment.
So I'm going to load the comments.
Yep. And as soon as he hits draw, it's going to draw. So there's 31 comments, and that takes out duplicates. Now, I did post the very first comment on the video, which was the links for everything. So if I come up on this drawing, I'm obviously not going to be the winner. No, I don't want it.
Yeah. I thought there was a way to
it may by default eliminate.
Oh, you said it doesn't count duplicate comments.
It does not. No.
Okay, good. Okay.
Because I think I only had 2 people that posted twice, and they probably know it's not gonna. We wouldn't count it anyway if we were doing it manually, like drawing a name out of a hat. We wouldn't do it anyway. So now again, I did post replies to comments, and so I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think it counts those replies because it seems like there's about 31 comments on the video anyway, not counting my responses. So if I come up at all, obviously we're going to redo it. I mean, that's just something people should know about. So
yeah, obviously if for some reason my comments, I'm not.
Yeah, you posted a comment too. So yeah. Yep.
So we'll redo.
We try to make it obvious what you do. So it's all right, man. You ready to do this? I'm nervous, man. I'm excited.
Ready. Are we ready?
All right, man. Here we go. All right, let it happen. Let it rip, bro.
3, 2, 1. Pick a winner. Dead stick.
Dead Stick. This looks like a dry-fire system.
Dry-fire system really works.
That really works. Okay, Dead Stick got it.
Is he
All
here?
Right. Yeah.
Dead Stick is in the comment in the chat.
Oh, I don't know. A Dead Stick is a new one for me. So
too bad. You have to be present to win. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah. No. Okay, what about those people that have jobs that actually work, Tony?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, I know. Yeah. Dead Stick.
Now, believe it or not, I have literally given away guns before, and the person didn't claim it, so I had to do another one. So, and I must have been that person was probably out of the country or out of the, in a place where they couldn't receive one because there was all kinds of rules I had. So, if for some reason this is not claimed, we'll draw again.
So Dead Stick is a gun person, 369 subscribers. They're very, very techy. They've got drone videos. They're subscribed to a lot of military channels. Yeah. And then there's also, they got a Ruger American Ranch accuracy videos that they posted. So yeah, it's been a while since they posted. Maybe they're just more of a viewer and less of a poster, but they got a lot of drone videos.
When did they start their channel?
10 years ago.
That's good.
Yeah, so this is something that's been around for a while. So maybe they were, I don't know. That's cool. That's good.
I'm always suspicious.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Joined March 7th of 2010, 209,000 channel views. So it's not somebody that just created an account just to win. So there we go.
That's awesome.
Dead Stick is a bad situation to have. That's probably where it comes from because of all the drone videos. They're drone. They've got like how to modify drones and stuff on their channel. So that's probably what it is, DED. Yeah.
Oh, it just occurred to me that's an aviation term, right?
Yeah. That never happened to me on Microsoft Flight Simulator because I was an ace pilot, but yeah. All right, so everybody's congratulating Dead Stick on the win. Dead Stick, congratulations.
They're really
gonna try. Yeah, what do you want to tell Dead Stick if Dead Stick watches this video? Do you want to say they need to email you, or how do we do this? Because there's no contact info on Dead Stick's YouTube page. I guess I could leave a comment on their video and say, hey, you won the Mantis. Should I do that real quick?
Sometimes if you go to let me go to his about page, you can, it'll, do the email thing.
It's funny. This may be a sub of mine because they've got the Ruger American Ranch, and that's a rifle I featured a lot on my channel. I bet you they started watching my videos on it.
How does he spell the channel again?
It's DEDSTIK.
Oh, that's why I couldn't find it. Here we go, Dead Stick. So then if you go to their about and you go, sometimes, you'll see, you'll have to do the CAPTCHA thing, but you can get their email address. Do you want me to give him some information? I'm posting a comment on this video. I say we give him like a week to see if he responds. He probably will. This looks like an actual human being, so yeah.
They don't have any contact info on here that I'm seeing. So what do you want me to tell him? Do you want me to give him your email address, or what would you like me to do?
Tell him to contact me at artisttony.com. I have a contact page there. That way I don't have to give out my email address to the spammers. And I'll do the same thing. I'll try to reach out and find him also. And we will report back.
Okay, sounds good. No, sounds good.
Because I'm going to subscribe to his channel.
Okay.
So I don't forget.
I posted a comment. I mean, he's going to see Travis P11. He's going to know I'm not just somebody.
His last video was 6 years ago, so that's probably not going to work.
Yeah. Well, but if he posted a comment on this, so he did view the video to leave a comment. So yeah.
So
I wonder when he.
You left a comment on your video under his comment.
Yeah, I reply back to everybody.
Okay. No, I mean,
I have a habit of doing that. So.
I mean about him winning. You commented on your video on his comment, not on his channel, right?
Yeah, I just commented on his channel on his last video, so he should get notification of a comment on this video. It should
What
show
we
up as
need
an
to do
email.
is go comment on his comment on your video.
Comment on his. Okay, I'll do that. I'm gonna go look it up right now.
Right, because won't he get a notice for that?
Yeah, but he should also get one on the. All right, so what I will do is I will delete my initial. No, should I leave my comment? I'll delete my comment. This is so complicated, Tony.
It's not. It's not. I just want to go. I just want to do
No,
what
I
we
know. I'm just being a
ought to
baby.
do to just
All right.
do the right thing. You know.
Congrats, man. You won. Email Tony at artisantony.com.
Yeah, you can. I'll send him another note too. You just click on contact. You know, on the website.
There we go. We should be all set. Yep. Email Tony at artisantony.com, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I used to spell it ARTESIAN, like artesian, you know?
That has to do with water. That has to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say artesian, but I'm thinking like artisan, you know, artesian well, artisantony.com. Yep.
A lot of people do that, but then I guess they learn that they're two different things.
Mm-hmm. So R4 Mississippi Thunder said, comment on the comment of the comment who commented. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
We have to do what we can do to get his attention.
Bearded Lunchbox says, congratulations, Dead Sick. Have a good night. I'm going to get ready for this OSU game. Oh, Bearded Lunchbox, what's it like having a football team that wins football games? I'm really curious how that goes, because for the better part of the decade, I really haven't seen the Huskers have a winning season. And I watched every game this year, and it was painful. And I hadn't watched Husker football in many, many years, just because I was generally at the range filming on Saturday. I would still check the scores and read about the team and stuff, but this was just a weird year. You know, we can't just have a normal year of football. It just doesn't happen in Nebraska. So anyway, enough of my problems. Tony, you got big plans for the holidays? What's going on? You got the kids coming out or what?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have a bonfire.
There you go. That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah.
You need to get a little ceramic tree like this one I have right here. Doesn't take up a lot of room. Doesn't use a lot of electricity. Your dog won't pee on it. So
I'm a Scrooge when it comes to Christmas trees.
Dude, it's like $10 at Walmart right here. So
I was gonna cut one down in the woods. I saw one the other day, but I thought, nah, I'll let it live.
You're like harvesting my own tree. You like walk out in your back patio. This one looks good. Just cut one down like 5 feet away.
Cut my trees down. I want to cut somebody.
You just drag it in the house, you know. Speaking of which, I did buy a new chainsaw. I was very excited about that. I'm making a video for it right now, so I'm doing a basic overview video, and I like chainsaws. They're fun. They're fun.
I'm trying out the DeWalt 20-volt
electric chainsaw.
It's pretty cool. It's you
that
you can't really grind on it, but it's for just going around in the woods close by your house. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I used an electric rechargeable pole saw that my aunt bought at Menards, and it was like $125 or something. It's 20 volt. Dude, that thing was a beast, man. I cut through probably 6-inch limbs with it. Dropped a tree in one of my coworkers' yards. So I used my chainsaw to cut through the main trunk, but that little pole saw was just wicked. It's got a nice Oregon chain on it. Used it for an hour before the battery finally went out, and I had a second battery for it. So I think it's I think it was Lawn Man or Yard Man or something was the brand. Nothing too crazy, but it's expandable. You can expand out the pole and stuff, extendable. So
I'm just hoping we don't get big ice storm. See, in Tennessee, we won't get much snow, but we'll get the ice. You
guys got that polar vortex coming? Is that going to reach you guys too? We're going to be it's going to be bad here. So it's 19 right now.
What's the forecast for that? I mean, as far
as here's what we have. So today's 28 for a high. Sunday the high is 32. Monday's 33. So hold on, it gets better. Tuesday the high is 16. Wednesday the high is 18. Thursday the high is 2 below. Friday the high is 0 with a -6 low without the wind chill. Saturday's 12. Sunday's 24, and Monday is 30. But we were like in the 40s and 50s like up until practically December, so I can't complain. It was unseasonably warm. So it's about time we get whooped on here. There's the forecast for everybody. Yeah.
Looks like we're only going to get down to like 27. Let's see.
God, that's like shorts weather for me. Yeah, today was 28 with the sun out. It was kind of nice actually, but 32 tomorrow. Whatever I need to get done, I'm going to do it tomorrow because 32 is going to be the high, and then Monday's a frozen mix. Hillbilly Up's talking smack about you. It should work
What's he
better than
saying?
that walking
Chainsaw for
stick.
blazing trails at your new place. I know. He must have saw my woods walk for Thanksgiving video where I had this creek. There was a creek that showed up on the map on the back part of my property.
Yeah.
And I hadn't had a chance to get down there. I finally hiked down there, and sure enough, there was a little trickle. But it wasn't dry. It wasn't a ditch, because I expected it to be. Because what it does, it's like the headwaters. It's literally the headwater. Like you follow this little creek. My grandfather used to say creek. If it's smaller than if it's smaller than a creek, he had this hierarchy, right? He had like brook, creek, stream. He had the whole hierarchy and all the way to river, whatever lake. And it's the headwaters for a river that goes. Well, it starts out as streams, and then at the bottom of the mountain, it's like Suck Creek, and then Possum Creek, and it's a pretty wide, pretty decent sized little river down there. But it's kind of funny. I thought, oh, here's the headwaters, and I thought I was going to go down there and it'd be running, but it's just a trickle. But I found another place to build a cabin back there, so I may actually build back there instead of.
So you put that creek view in the description. That increases the value like 25%. So, yep.
Around here, I use a battery hedge trimmer. Yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
The 20-volt chainsaw I have only has like a 12-inch chain on it, but it'll cut. I bet you it would cut all the way. It'll probably cut 10 or probably.
Yeah, it's instant torque, so it doesn't have to like spin up. You got torque right when you launch. It doesn't have to maintain a speed in order to cut straight through it. So.
All right. Well, if there's no more questions, what do you think? I think we did a good job, Travis.
Hey, appreciate it, dude. I appreciate the opportunity to try it. It just cost me, $300 when I decided to get my own, which is going to happen. But no, dude, it's a cool system. I think people will like it. And again, just to kind of get your trigger discipline down and just have some fun with your AR, just kind of keep it. Again, muscle memory, manual of arms, and so on. And also kind of see how your configuration feels before you go to the range and start blowing money on ammo. I mean, that's another cool thing.
I'll do this for anybody that's in the chat right now. If you want an Artisan Tony or an Artisan patch, just send me an email at tony@artisantony.com, and I'll send you one. They're brand new.
Nice. So you go to artisantony.com and request one?
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and give out my email address, tony@artisantony.com. Everybody was going to figure it out anyway. I just didn't want to say it because, I don't know. I feel like the bots have ears,
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's an email address. Let's flood it.
Then you start getting hit with all kinds of stuff.
Anyway, these are pretty cool. It's got I don't know if you can see it. It's embroidered.
Yeah, it's got that little. It looks like 3D because it's got the back pillars going on too.
Well, that's what I worked with custompatch.com on the colors. I was trying to get desert sand,
It's nice. We call that harvest bronze here in Nebraska. So harvest wheat bronze.
That's probably a better descriptor of the. And I tried to get that look of where
it's nice. It's a nice fall brown color, fall leaf brown, maple leaf brown is what we call that. So
there was an Iraqi freedom patch that they made. I guess it was a mission patch or something.
Okay.
And I saw it and I sent it to the guy, and when he was doing the sample, and I said, "Can you match that brown?" And he didn't quite, and he was like, "Well, those are custom." It was almost like it was proprietary stitching or something. For the military.
Proprietary thread.
Why can't you get that effect on my patch?
Your tax dollars bought the thread anyway. You should be entitled to it.
I was just really disappointed. He said, "Well, I'll see what I can do. I'll get it as close as I can without breaching protocol or whatever."
Oh my God.
So
Well, here's the thing, though. They probably want that so somebody doesn't get that pattern, and they could use it to make a fake uniform. Like they could have fake badging and gear to get in somewhere. I
Yeah.
suppose. I mean, you can already buy the actual military issue surplus clothing. So if you have the badges, you know, and they look real, then
Well, no,
somebody
you
could
can
use
buy
those.
that patch. You just
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
yeah, you can buy it. I think they sell it. They just weren't gonna put the same. I don't know. He acted strange about it. But it may be that he just didn't know how to do it. You know how to get it
Okay.
done.
So he doesn't
So,
understand who we are
and
and what we represent.
I was in a hurry. I was trying to get them done.
Yes,
And,
yes.
so he probably
Yep.
sensed that.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Right on, man.
All right. Well,
Yep.
Thanks a lot, Travis. And
Yeah, no problem. It was fun.
If anybody wants a patch, send me an email. I'll get it out. I may have some other. I've got some patches in the warehouse because you know most of my stuff is packed up. All my stuff won't fit in a tiny house.
That's what they don't tell you on the tiny house shows is the storage unit those families have to go rent every month because of the you got your own warehouse, but a lot of people wouldn't have that luxury. So yeah.
So what I was going to say is if I can find some other patches to throw in there, I'll do that too.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Cool.
Well, thanks everybody, and
awesome.
We will see you next time.
Absolutely.